Hello, I'm Katie Emer, and today we're here to talk with BayView Professional Associates about one of their wonderful programs, the Employee Assistance Program, better known as our EAP. And so today we have Mr. John Conrad, our Assistant Clinical Director at BayView Professional Associates, who knows all about this program and its many benefits to employers in our communities. So, John, just kind of start off by telling us what is an EAP?
Sure. Thank you, Katie. And the EAP is an employee-sponsored benefit to recognize those employees that you spent time and money in that are experiencing some sort of life problem that's interfering with their job, their productivity. Typically, an EAP will cover any number of problems that employees are facing, some of which would be marriage and family problems, financial problems, drug or alcohol abuse or dependence, job stress, depression, anxiety, and other assortment of mental health concerns.
Right. We all have personal problems that might follow us to work. So, how can something like this help an employee or an employer?
Sure. So the EAP, we have master's and doctoral level counselors that are experienced in working with the EAP contracts that we have around our community. And they come in, there's typically an assessment, we call it a biopsychosocial assessment, but it's really just to tease out what are the problems that this employee is experiencing that has now come to the attention of a manager. And they're sitting in the manager's office and there's some sort of issue. There's a productivity issues or maybe they're absent from work extended periods of time. Maybe there's some sort of, overt emotions or even some behavioral observations that other people have made that has just brought them to the attention of their supervisors.
And so instead of the supervisor not knowing what to do to help, this is actually a benefit to the employees.
Right, exactly. And another big benefit of an EAP is to be a consultant for the company. You can just call us and say, hey, I've got this employee and he's typically right on target, but something's happened lately. And just sort of talk it out and then be a part of the plan to intervene with the employee and get them some help.
Okay. And talk about the privacy and things included with the EAP.
Sure.
So they feel comfortable coming to
right.
someone.
That's a good point, Katie. Typically any sort of a counseling relationship doesn't work unless someone really can trust that their information is held private. And that's true with an EAP. The company would have no way of knowing the employee has been to the EAP unless they've told them or the employer has sent them, right? So we look at it in two different ways. There's typically only two ways to access the EAP. One is a self-referral, and that's when the employee picks up a brochure, sees a poster in the break room or something like that, and they call and just get an appointment. The second way would be what we call a supervisory referral. And that's that person who has come to the attention of management. There's some sort of an issue at work, there's some sort of productivity or problems that have come to your attention. And so you're actually intervening on the employee's behalf. Okay. And even with these supervisory referrals, they are still held in strict confidence. The employee does have to sign a release so that we can at least let the employer know that they are coming and they're participating.
Okay. And just talk a little bit about how this can improve a workplace environment, how it can help them hold on to employees and maybe even help recruit employees as well.
Okay. Sure. Well, let's take an example. Let's just say depression. We all are guilty of using that word depression like I'm having a bad day. But depression is a change in how your brain is utilizing the chemicals that are intended to keep your mood up. So if someone is having depression, then they're not producing well at work. Perhaps there's some sort of observable physical change. And in essence, there's just something going on that just doesn't seem right. So, and unless they come to you and explain that to you, then you're just making these observations yourself.
Okay. And next, kind of talk about how would employers go about getting employee assistance program in their company?
Sure. Well, it's very simple. Just call me and the number will be up on the screen, but you can call 660-2360. And I'll be happy to provide you with information to help you make a decision about the EAP. So typically, employees that are regular full-time employees are covered. Regular part-time employees typically are covered. And the EAP also covers dependents of the covered employee, typically children that are still living at home, typically unmarried, under the age of 25.
All right. Well, thank you for this wonderful information, John. I know many companies and employers in our community could definitely benefit from the service as well as their employees too. So we just want to make our community a better place. If you want to learn more about BayView Professional Associates and more about any of our programs, just visit us on our YouTube page and give us a call, 251-660-2360. Thank you.